everyone, whoever is on this platform. And my name is Mujuzi Patrick. I'm a teacher by profession. I'm a musician. I'm a producer and a songwriter. But most of it all, I'm a farmer and an environmentalist. And I'm so passionate about when it comes to environment. Yeah, so I started the Ghetto Research Lab a few years back. We officially got registered on the 24th of September, that was 2019. However, that was then the date when we started. I started Ghetto Research Lab the time I entered the ghetto. So when I completed university in 2009, I was graduating. So I came to find my brother who was a producer here. I became a manager. So all of a sudden he went away. I learned production. I became a producer. So I got into contact with many ghetto youths, boys and girls, who think that success could be achieved from maybe making music, and they all had one dream to make music. Then since I was a producer, I used this opportunity now to combine them and show them that we can do something better as we are doing our music. So that's how now Ghetto Research came to start. It started as one heart family, because we are helping each other. Most of the group members had nothing to eat even a day, you know. So we were kind of, I could tell them, hey, just one heart, bring that coin, we combine with this one, and so we can buy this portion. Slowly by 2014, we were somewhere in a group trying to sensitize people about plastic littering, but by then we did not have any innovation out of it. No, we were just correcting with this public address, and people, you know, Africans want public address system. Once you put that public there, they will all come and gather, you know. So we talk to them as to why we are picking the polythene, then we hand over to KCCA, or we ban it. Now we realized we are again destroying the environment. Slowly, we grew up slowly, and we started Ghetto Research Lab, and we formally registered it, as I said, on 24th of September 2019. So Ghetto Research Lab is a non-registered organization, a non-profit organization, located in the slums of Kamwokya, Kisenyi 2 zone. Kamwokya is one of the biggest slums in Uganda. It is a number of people. So we are non-profit, and we're doing a number of things targeting environment for sustainability. Among the projects we do, I may start with the one we've launched today, is the Eco Diaper Compost Toilet. You know, as you said, the statement is a bit long, but each word in it means a lot of things. It's a project on its own, you know. When you look at plastic management, it's a project on its own. Then compost, it's another management on its own, you know, where we change the human waste into something that is precious, that even someone can sit with and apply to the garden to make the best manure. So when I came to the slum in 2019, in 2009, I found a lot of plastic littering. All the drainage systems, so that whenever it rains, water cannot move in this drainage system. So what comes next? It is flooding. It moves past the trenches and it goes to the houses of these mothers who have their babies sleep down because the fathers just went away after getting 5 children from this woman. So they went away. So at the end of it all, we realized a lot of diseases in the slum that are caused by poor hygiene and plastic in particular. So this is where now my focus began. And I told these boys and girls, we can make something different other than leaving the plastic cause problems. So we trained the women. At first I began with a few of them in the research lab, and we tested this project. We got the polythene that were littered, and we got the plastic. Then we tried to fix We tried several times until we got the best result. Then that's how now we began to teach the women. We taught a number of women, over 200, and now we began looking for some fund where we can now employ these women and pick the bottles and pick the polythene and fix them, make a tap. Then we use these bricks for construction. That's how we began with the project. So we've right now constructed a number of toilets, at least 5 of them in different parts of the slum of Kampala. Like that one is the first toilet we constructed. We constructed in we launched it in 2018, and it consists of 13,000 bottle bricks, of which one bottle brick, the 500 milliliter bottle, contains 200 polythene. So when you multiply the 13,000 plastics that are making this house times the polythene inside, you find a big impact that we change. So that was our pilot toilet, the one you're seeing on screen. That we constructed a number of them together with different donors and in and out of the country. And we've managed to at least collect at least 3 to 4 million plastics from the diaspora, from where they are littered. And we've made use of them. Now, we've constructed another big toilet, the biggest toilet, or worth 50,000 bricks, and we donated it to that orphanage school that was going to be closed very soon by the authorities here, because they didn't have a toilet yet. They had over 500 children. Remember, this is an orphanage school. So we went to this donor called area, and we organized the goat races. We are able to fundraise some money, and we put that toilet in existence. Right now, the school is even having almost 1,000 children, because the parents around the community realize that the school's problem has now been solved. So they now need to take their children to that school to study. Among other projects we are doing is Compost, that was rated with bottle brick. So compost management begins with our own toilets. So you see, in Africa, we have different fashions. I will not call them toilets. We have many of latrines than toilets, where someone goes and digs that big, deep pit. They put this, they make it safe for the human to spot. Then, so it is so rampant in the slum area, yet the levels of water are so low that someone cannot dig deep, even past 2 feet down. You cannot dig. Where we are, you cannot dig 2 feet down and you fail to find water. So what do? There's a problem of toilets in the slum. So what we do, they now, instead of digging down, they would be hauled up and they put steps on it. But this is complicated, especially when it comes to the people with disabilities. They cannot climb these slum steps to reach that toilet. The end result is to put their poop in the polythene, tie it, and fly the neighbor's roof. In Africa, we have a belief that once the water has been given by God, we don't need to boil. We just need to harvest and drink. So that's why we see a number of diseases that the government is using a lot of money to try to reduce, but nothing is seen in change. So we came up with a compost toilet. This toilet, we got visitors from America, California, and organization is called givelove.org. These guys are so much in management. So we had our compost, but lacked some ideas. So when they found it, we connived with them, and we merged ideas and we made the compost toilet. So it's where now one uses a container-based sanitation. It doesn't need someone to dig anywhere on the ground. Even if for us here in the slum, we are much renting one room. Even if you have one room, you can be with your toilet inside. and it is the one that doesn't use any artificial detergent, So it is a cost-free toilet that uses the local materials like sawdust. Managed together with Give Love, that organization, we've managed to give at least 200 compost toilets to the disabled community around here in the slum, and it has proved well. We have invited the government, Ministry of Agriculture. We have, they have tested the fertilizer. It is very, very nice, and it is the only toilet that we make the fertilizer that we can sell and earn a living. So compost management begins with the toilet. We harvest the human waste and mix it with the biodegradables like food scrap, like dead chicken, like dead dogs. Remember, we are living on a dustbin near there. It's very easy to get such materials. So we keep them treated organically without affecting the people around it. You will not see any fly. You will not see any maggot around the pile. Neither will you find it in the toilet. And at the end of the year, we harvest the best compost manure that is rich in nitrogen and carbon and other nutrients. This is the fertilizer that we pack and sell to farmers in rural areas at a cheaper price compared to the imported synthetic fertilizers. So we have another project called Aquaponics. Aquaponics, by definition, is a combination of aquaculture and hydroponics. When I talk of hydroponics, I mean growing plants, this time not in soil, but someone can decide to grow these plants in stones. Someone can decide to grow these plants floating on water. Someone can decide to harvest the moisture in the atmosphere, and the plants are growing when the roots are just at the, there are very many types of hydroponics. Aquaponics, aquaculture is the practice of rearing fish. So at the Ghetto Research Lab, we realized malnutrition is a very big problem in the slum, especially to these women who are having big families, but they don't have any job to cater for their family. So they end up eating posho and beans all days from January to December, and hence not resisting diseases like kwashiorkor and others. So we introduced aquaponics, where this mom can rear 2 or 5 or 10 or even 50 fish. Let me say, for instance, catfish in this simple drum, then letting the water move through that pipe and goes to the hydroponics part where we grow the plants floating on water. Either they are in the stones or we have put floaters and planted the plants they are floating. So what is the secret there? When we leave the fish to be in that drum for a number of time, they will die. Why? Because they are breathing carbon dioxide. You are putting this food and the leftovers, they are also off-scaling, all these turn to toxic material called ammonia. This ammonia is the one that now suffocates the fish, and tomorrow you find them dead. What we do, we let the water move in a very limited space. We let the water move from the drum, then it goes to the garden. Then when it is now contaminated with fish waste, then from the garden, the plants are now absorbing, as you can see on the screen, the plants are absorbing the nutrients. The would-be poison for the fish is the food for the plants. As you know, one man's meat is another man's poison. So one fish's poison is another plant's meat. So at this point, ammonia is converted to nitrogen and nitrites and absorbed by the plants. And in return, the plants put back oxygen, that is needed by the fish. And now we redirect the water back to the fish tank. So we don't change any waters. No, we don't change. We only change the water when we are doing some harvest. Maybe we are harvesting the fish or we are harvesting the plants. So we are specifically teaching this to the mothers, specifically to the mothers who remain home and do care about the family. They are the ones who can care about the fish and the plants at home. So we think that if we can have at least like 1,000 families with aquaponics in their setting, they can help the other 3,000 families which don't have this idea. Because one family can rear like 50 fish and they cannot eat it all. They will sell at a cheaper price to the neighbor. In so doing, slowly, malnutrition would have been fought in the ghetto. Then the other project is value addition, and value addition is so much in food. So food value addition is another big project we have in the slum. Trying to complement the other aquaponics and trying to look for a solution where malnutrition is going to be now not to be seen anymore. We also thought we could now also adding addition to the wasted food. We also thought that we have to come up with that project. Here is what we do. We go to these markets because we don't have that big space where we grow plants and we can add value on it, no? So we go to the marketplaces where the fruits are sold. You know, these guys are cutting the fruits, the pawpaw, for instance, and then they sell the flesh. They litter the outer part of it, the outer coating. Then they also litter the seeds. Yet these ones contain the most nutrients compared to the flesh. So what we do, in a way of cleaning these markets, we go and talk to the authorities in the markets. So we clean their places by getting what we need, especially the seeds, the papaya seeds, the pumpkin seeds, passion fruit seeds, a number of seeds, jackfruit seeds. Then we come here, we clean them, then we sun dry them. We have solar dryers. We sun dry them, then we pound them. We pound them and make powder. When you look at the nutrients that are in jackfruit, just one jackfruit, you'll see remedies to cancer, many cancers. You see a solution to many heart problems. You see a solution to many skin problems. You know. So we thought if we give such lessons to the moms that are littering these seeds, they will be now adding value at their places. That's why we introduced that project to them. We also have another project to do with positive living and rehabilitation. This one begins with HIV positives. So in the slum, since we are so much congested, also bad practices are so rampant. Prostitution is at a high rate, you know. So at the end of the day, you find there are a lot of bars, people drinking all the time. Permissive is the order of the day. At the end of the day, you find diseases, especially the non-curable diseases, are so common. So what we did, we came up with a project with our minister, you know, department holders here, we call them ministers. So this one, Mackenzie, was born with HIV, and together with him, we've managed to organize more 27 now. That some are born with it, others have got it at school, or others during the COVID, you know. So we're trying to get these youths together, empower them, and reduce that stigma in them. Then try to train them a number of things that can do other than sitting down and regretting because they have HIV. Wow, we have a number of projects. I don't know whether I can finish, but yeah. So we have also renewable energy. Renewable energy is so much to do. Someone may ask that, how are you managing all these projects? You know, Ghetto Research Lab is comprised of many youths. You cannot count them. And, you know, we invite everyone, and because we think everyone are born with their own knowledge, are born with ideas that can change the environment and change the society. We think everyone has knowledge. So we invite everyone, sit together, pose a problem, then we try to devise means of finding a solution to counterfeit that problem. So we give it more tries, and at last, when we get it, this is now when we go into the rest of the communities and train them what to do with that project. So with renewable energy, it starts with making bricks, charcoal bricks from food waste. In Uganda, we have a lot of 60% of the food we consume in Uganda has peels that we have to first remove. You know, these outer coatings like bananas, potatoes, cassavas, you know. So all these food scrap are littered and they are causing a lot of problems. So we try to show these mothers that you can change this, instead of littering this, throwing these banana peels into that drainage near you, you can sun dry it and make some charcoal out of it. So we have put lessons and outreaches, and in at least 3 divisions of Kampala in different slums. And we've trained at least 156 women, and they are there making it as business now. They have moved from, we want to get charcoal for our consumption, to now we want to make charcoal and sell to our neighbors who need it. Yeah, the purpose of coming up with all these projects is first to address the challenge of unemployment, especially to the women. Girls, women in the slum are the most vulnerable. You know, they are the most vulnerable. For me, I can go to that site and do that fake job, and I earn the $2 a day. But a woman cannot go and carry that full sack of cement up to the 20th floor at that construction site. They will not do that. Instead, when she goes there, now they will abuse her in the other way around. So we are trying so much to create synergies, create possibilities where women can become their own creators of wealth, you know, that women in the slum can also become self-reliant. Although we are also targeting boys and men, but our big focus is on women because they're the majority and they're the most suffering around our place. So at the Ghetto Research Lab, we give career open to talent. Career is open to talent. We are not basing on someone, whether it's sister to the boss or, you know, no. We only select these people who have ideas and they think they can try. We don't mind even when they try and they fail several times. We will only give chance to people who can try and see some changes, you know. And once we try with them and they get, for instance, these people who are doing value addition. So someone who comes up with an idea, and we all add knowledge, share ideas about it, and we come to get it right. That person who initiated that idea is the minister for that department, because we think he or she has the dream, has the passion, the first spark of the feeling of that project. And when we give them chance, or we give him chance, then he can exploit it more. Then he can train the others. So when you look at the different departments we have, someone will ask, how do you manage all those? So each department is having a committee, and each committee is led by a minister. So you may hear the minister for plastic management, you will hear the minister for plastic pavers, you will hear the minister for aquaponics, you know. Yeah. There's also the other project I forgot to tell you, and it's very important. It's one of our new innovations. It is the seed ball. Seed ball tree planting. It is the new innovation that we came up with just last year. You know, every year we make sure we come up with an innovation depending on the problems availing in our communities, trying to address them, you know. So last year we came up with a seed ball, and the seed ball is where now we change the planting of trees from being hectic and tiresome and time wasting, you know, to something you can do like smart planting of trees. How do we do it? We get these seeds of plants. Take an example of acacia seeds, especially these African tropical native trees. So we get their seeds. Then we sun dry them, they dry. Then after we get the clay soil, we mix with the compost manure that I've already told you about. We make sure that 5% is clay and the rest of the percentage is the compost manure. Clay acts as a binder. So we mix it with water and make that, mud. Then we put the seed inside that small mud and we make a ball. Just like you see those balls, we were kind of sun drying them. So after making a ball, then we keep it for 2 days at least in a cool, dry place. Then after you can take it to the sunlight. Then first of the major functions of the seed ball, that seed that we have put in that ball will be able to last, to be preserved for over 200 years. I've never lived for 200 years to come to witness it, but science states it. Yeah. So it is one way of preserving our native species of trees, so that even when we are not around, we have gone away, the next generation will find those seeds in their libraries. Let me call it libraries. Then they will just plant the trees. You see. Then the other advantage is, when it comes to planting, now we don't need hoe. We don't need a hoe. We don't need this pad. We don't need, just need a catapult. A catapult in African traditional society, we used to use it to catch these birds, to throw and catch the birds, kill the birds, By then we didn't realize the purpose of birds towards the conservation of our environment, By the way, the birds are the most planters of the world trees. People don't know, but at the research lab, at least we know that. So we get this catapult and put this ball, and go to that site. Don't mind whether the land is yours or not. Just throw it, we zoom it until we fall there. When it rains, any day, germination will take place from that ball. And at the end of it all, we shall see a tree coming out of it. So it is the simplest way of planting trees. The world needs 1 trillion trees if we're to curb down, if we're to reduce, if we're to balance the carbon emissions, But the world is around 8-9 billion people, and the world needs 1 trillion trees planted, We cannot convince the 8 billion people to plant these trees at a go. What do we need to do? We just need to look for innovations that can make trees be planted by one person in a mild kind of, So seed ball comes to address that. So in just 1 hour, one can plant over 500 trees in a way of enjoying, Even the people with disabilities can also be able to plant, This kind of project does not discriminate whether the children can also plant, So we thought the problems we are having with deforestation, the problems we are having with environmental degradation, the problems we are having with the landslides all over the world, the challenge is due to lack of trees. Science is telling us to plant 1 trillion trees if the world is to go back to the old days of enjoying the environment. But the world cannot do it. So what we need to do is to come up with innovations that can do it even when less people have done it. So the project has been tested and we've got it right. We've tested it in Bebe refugee camp 2 years back. We tested it and we left a plot and we have been contacting these refugees, and last year they gave me the best result. So we went back to see, we had the best acacias there, So we've also tried to test them at the research lab and the trees are coming up. So we want to now go from piloting now to start scaling this project to especially these areas that we think that the environmental problems in those areas are due to lack of trees. For instance, when you look at the eastern part of Uganda, you'll find the Bududa area. Bududa area, every year we can't fail to get landslides. And we hear 100 people died, 200 people died. These ones are 1,000 are homeless, you know. So when you go to Bududa, you find that overpopulation has led people to cut down all those hills, you know, the trees from those mountains. And they use this wood for maybe charcoal and for home use. Then at the end of it all, when it rains, these mountains don't have the roots that are going to keep the soils tight, you know. One of the purpose of the roots is to keep soils tight, to keep the soils firm. So when it rains for a longer time, Eastern region is one of the regions that receives rain almost every day throughout the year. So when the soils become wet, that's when I will see landslides and we see people dying, you know. So Ghetto Research Lab comes, although in the slum we don't have landslides yet, but we also feel touched about our brothers and sisters who are losing their lives and property there. So that's how we came up with this project. Yeah. Then also in Kamwokya, where there are no trees, we are targeting to plant at least 2 million trees in Kamwokya. In Bududa, where there are landslides, we are planning to put at least 3 million trees in Bududa if we are working with the local authorities. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
So, Mujuzi Patrick, maybe there are questions from the audience. Would anyone like to unmute and ask a question or comment or join the discussion? Yeah,
hi. Hi, Patrick. I just wanted to say thank you so much.
Come again, please.
Hi, Patrick. My name's Kerry. I live in Kampala, and I support a project in Kawempe. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your energy. And it's a super inspiring talk that you gave. And I really would love myself and the women to come and see what you guys are doing. And seeing if it can be replaced in Kawempe as well. Do similar things. We did do an urban gardening project a few years back, but we didn't really get the composting thing right. And so it was hard for us to keep replenishing the soil. So yeah, it would be really lovely for us to learn about that. And I loved that you've got different ministers for different, like for aquaponics and stuff, like you're making your own government as well. Yeah. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, and I'll find your contacts on your website and share it with everybody. Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Karen, can you share the event you just posted?
Hi everybody. I'm Karen Booker. I'm in New York City. I'm actually a partner with Patrick and the Ghetto Research Lab. I work with a group of young folks in Ginger, and we are doing some wonderful things in Ginger. And one of the things that I'm bringing to Ginger is the opportunity to do a virtual version of the USA Africa. And USA Africa Business Expo is about teaming African American and people from the diaspora in America with businesses in Africa who want to expand their marketplace. And so this is an excellent opportunity for people who want to learn more about how they can do expand their markets in America, and also learn about the regulations and what has to be done to get the products to the marketplace. It's going to be a very exciting event. Over the last couple of months, President Biden has set aside about $55 billion to help businesses in Africa and in the US develop that relationship of having a place where they can expand their business into the US market, which is a very lucrative market. You don't have to, people think it's the best way is to come to America. You don't have to come to America. You can just partner with someone in America to be able to get access to the marketplace and to share, you know, the resources and also investment. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm very excited to be working with Patrick. We've been working together for the last 6 or 7 months, and we're bringing a lot of his programs that are in Kampala to Ginger and vice versa. A lot of our management and training of women and children, we'll be bringing those projects to Kampala as well. And we're open to partner with anyone who's interested in making sure that our girls and our women and even our young men have access to better themselves and to empower themselves.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, we've been with Mama for quite several years, and she's really a good mom. And she introduced to a group in Ginger, and it's a really amazing group. They have a group of women who are doing a lot of jewelry making. They're making profits. They're making fashion. Now we want to teach them urban farming. Now this is the scaling up we need to. I was trying to tell you, because when you look at the slum, they are not only in Kampala. No, everywhere in African setting, everywhere we have a town, there must be slum at the back. So when you look at the challenges we're having down here, are the same challenges these people are having in Masese, around Ginger there. The same challenges that people are having in Masaka, those slums there. This is now where we need to move and do some scaling bigger slum in Kamwokya and Kampala. Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome, sweetie. Always here to support.
Thank you. And I'll be reaching out to you, Karen.
I think we went to the same college here in New York City.
City College?
Yes, CCNY.
Oh, yeah, we definitely have to connect. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Yep. Thank you for joining. So, Mujuzi, do you want to go through your website before we close out and just let people know how they can keep, in touch with you and contribute to the project?
Yeah. Yes, please. I would like to tell everyone, whoever is watching, whoever is going to follow this link, because our meetings will remain there. So we are launching the website today, and if it wasn't Strategist, we wouldn't have made it. I just want to give a big word of applause to you. It has been a long journey for us. We have a number of innovations. Sometimes I wonder what happened to the innovations we came up with in 2017. Some are fading up because we don't have any record where we can keep. Website is one of the libraries where someone can keep their records for even future purposes. It is the only platform that people can trust and know that this organization do exist. So I'm so proud. So when you look at as you can see, we have it has different features and different programs, plastic, HIV, so maybe if we can see the people we've impacted over. Can you please go back a bit? Yeah. So 5 million plastics have been littered at one point, and we have now utilized them and put them to use. Then 500 women have so far been acted to pick, sort, and pack the 5 million plastics. 20 HIV Right now, they are almost adding to 27, because last week we got some newcomers, 20 people have been infected, and now they are aware that they are HIV positive, but they feel they can go and now be the radios to the people who have not, the rest of the youths and young people who haven't yet acquired it, So we are fighting the stigma, and we have managed to have 20 people on, and with these 20 people, the women and girls are the majority still. That means that it gives me an understanding that HIV is more in women than men, especially in the slums here. And it's when I look at the cause, it will take me back to unemployment, and vis-a-vis the many desires a woman has compared to a man. This is why now we find them getting a lot of infections. Yeah. So about us, I think we've had enough about Ghetto Research Lab, a non-profit organization founded in the slum, one of the biggest slums in Kamwokya. We are living on the biggest dumping site. Oh my God. But someone may laugh at me, but we are using many of the waste materials as our raw materials to produce a number of things. Yeah. So down here, you can see a number of projects we are doing. We have the bottle brick toilet. We have the value addition, and we have the team down here of members that we work with.
So recognition.
Yeah, most of the projects here I've already mentioned and talked about them. Maybe you can go on during your time and pass through them. Yeah, so this takes me to our partners.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Come again?
Let me go back.
Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah. So can we go to the partners? So our partners, we have Strategist. I'm so proud. I'm so glad that we are working with Strategist. Something that started this as a dream is now becoming a reality. Yeah, we've been yearning to have a website. Someone may think it's easy to get a website, but it's not easy in the slum to have a website, So Strategist, and we have Aga Khan Foundation. And with Strategist, we're not stopping at the website. We have a big journey we are going to train together. So we are just at the beginning of our workings together. So we have Aga Khan Foundation, and Aga Khan Foundation are this Indian-based international organization that has funded our toilet, our first compost toilet. Then we have the Alias Foundation. Alias Foundation are these property masters. They are in between. They are not funding us, but they are linking us to the funder. So they are these guys that organize the challenge that we won. So they connected between the funder and the innovators. So we are also working with them. And they are so much in the ECD, early child development. So we also have the Rupaleria Foundation. Yeah, the Rupaleria Foundation is another Indian organization based in Uganda, so much, but also in East Africa. There's so much in hotels, and there's so much in hospitality. So we approached them and we realized that they are littering a lot of plastic and biodegradables, and they accepted. So we merged together, and they fundraised for the toilet. What is the biggest toilet we have ever built out of plastic? So far, those are the partners we have. Others are still coming on board slowly by slowly, but so far these are the partners. We also have Mama Karen and Bamokisa, although not yet represented here. As you know, this is a new website, but everything's going to be updated on time. Mama Karen sent me and my team to go and see their organization Ginger, and we realized almost we're birds of the same feather. They have the same problems, the same slum, the same setting, the same problems, you know. And we realized we have to work together because we are addressing the same challenges. The regions are the only one that differ. So, Mama Karen, we are proud to be with you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So thank you.
So, yeah, maybe whoever may love to contact Ghetto Research Direct, they can send me an email. They can send me an email. Yeah, we are going to put the email on the website very soon. Yeah.
So the emails are here under support us. And I also want to acknowledge, so thank you. It's been really great working with you, Patrick, and your team with the website. And I want to acknowledge Joanita, Maya, who's in the background, I know, and Joanita, and all of their, hi, Denise, and all of their work. Joanita is a fellow of Elay Strategies, and she did all of the work with the website, you know, and just with our, you know, our input. So congratulations, Joanita and Jovia, you know, for all of your input. So I just want to give that shout out. And here, so under the Support Us tab on the website is where you can contact Patrick and also donate or send it to funders or potential funders you think might want to support the project. As you can see, this work it's real, the impact is really incredible. And I'm just really blown away each day. I learn about more and more. And Patrick, you didn't mention your daycare center you just launched last week, right? An early childhood education center to support the moms so that they can work and sell their goods.
This is what I told you. This is what I told you, that Research Lab is, and even now as we're talking, I may go back when they have incubated another project, you know. So
yeah.
I talk about the ECD, but one of the challenges that we realized in the ghettos, in the slum still, are these mothers who want to go and work, who want to go and fly these cassavas the roadside to roast this mess and earn $1 a day or $2 a day, but they have the babies and they cannot move. Try to move with them, then they mess with them. Either the children are falling the flying pans, or they are being knocked by border because they are working on the roadside. So we try to find a solution for that challenge, because we realized many of them are not working because that's the challenge. They cannot afford paying this house girl to be there and caretaker for the children, and they are not even trusting them even when they can be able to pay. So we came up with a solution where now we made a daycare center, the first ever in the slum, you know, in our slum. So where mothers can come very early in the morning at 6 or 7, sign and leave their babies here. Then they leave us 2,000 Uganda shillings is how much?
Less than $1.
Less than $1. Yeah, they leave us 2,000, less than $1. Then they go and work and get that $3 to move on with their families. So we've started this project like a month back, a month or two, but we've realized we need to even to make it grow bigger, because the space we put for the pilot is even small, what we are now seeing on ground. So we realized moms have been having this problem, and now they're getting solution now. So we have now over 35 babies daycare. That means that 35 mothers are now working instead of being home to babysit, because some husbands are not caring, you know. It is so common in Africa here. So this is working so well, and we think we realized at last that even having these babies alone minus empowering the moms, because at times they bring the babies and they don't have the capital, the $5 to go and purchase the cassava at the market, then fly so they can get the $7. So we are now making a strategy where we can find something small, small loans for these women. Since we have their children here, it is very easy now to monitor them. So that we can give them small loans. They go work, then they bring back, and they remember their interest as they are able to pay for the babies. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Denise, who is my mom, do you want to say something? This is my mom. You want to say anything?
Just I'm really very impressed, Patrick, with the work that you're doing. There's so many places where the models that you have should be shared, including here in the U.S. There are many communities across the U.S. that could benefit from understanding how to recycle, and just the way you're approaching a comprehensive approach. I totally support the work that you're doing, and I appreciate that ANASA has chosen to focus with you in this regard. So I just wish you all the best, and I will continue to stay close to this work.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you so much, and thank you for bringing to us the such a bright daughter.
Thank you.
She's so bright and caring.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's easy to work with you. We have someone else, Mukisa. Did you want to join us and say something?
I think I've joined in late, but my name is Mukisa. I come from Jinja, that's the eastern part of Uganda. I know Patrick. We work with Patrick, and he has taught us to recycle a lot of plastics. And actually, we have been able to plant. Patrick, we were able to plant some onions in the plastics. So yeah, Patrick taught us a lot of things. He taught us how to recycle. We actually visited the place. I visited him and learned a number of things. We work in partnership with him because he's a man who does not keep his knowledge. He shares the knowledge with a number of the youth. He has been to Nigeria for a number of times to teach us, and I recommend all support. And yeah, and that's why I had to come in and join in later.
Thank you.
Thank you. So it's about we're about time for us to wrap up. Mujuzi Patrick, I am so just blown away by your work, and we have to do this again soon. There are many other people who should be here listening to this. And what I'll do is I'll edit the video and share it with you, and get your approval to share it and post online. So, and then we can schedule another meeting soon, but I know we'll be in touch about your projects and everything. So thank you. Thank you everyone who joined us. Mama Karen, my mom, Mama Denise, and Miss Carrie, and Joanita and Jovia, and Mr. Mukisa, all of you who joined us. And thank you, Patrick, for your time and your amazing work and dedication to the project. And we'll be in touch soon. And all of you, don't forget to stay in touch, and please share the support page, especially because as you can see, the work is getting done, and Ghetto Research Lab is growing by the minute. So all the support they can need would be much appreciated. All the support that they can use would be much appreciated. So I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.